one day we'll tell you that story. But we met over Facebook, but we realized we had a mutual connection that was just toxic.
Toxic and dramatic.
And dramatic.
Man,
oh my gosh. And yes, it has to do with the guy.
Of course.
Yes, and yes, I've told the story, but I haven't told it with her. Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm back with another freaking popping video, and as you can see, we are sitting outside. I came to visit my girl Fifi. Please introduce yourself. Come closer, a little closer. Introduce yourself.
Hi guys. I'm about
Louder.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Introduce yourself, babe.
Alright,
My
I'm
name
Ciara Spiso, and I also have a YouTube channel. I'm a good friend of Tash. She's a lovely person, a jolly person, beautiful. And
I was not expecting that. Thank
you. Very beautiful, and I'm actually honored to be featuring in one of your videos. So let's just, get into it and see how we go.
Yes.
How it goes.
So let's get into today's video. As you can see on the title, I'm trying to start something different. I don't have a lot of friends around Shenyang. How I met Ciara, Fifi, I'm gonna call her Ciara and Fifi. Okay, how I met Fifi was I slid in her DMs. She posted on a South African living in China Facebook group that I tell you guys about, and she was like looking for some people, and I was like, okay, let me slide into her DMs. We're in the same city, and basically that's how we got to know each other. We hardly spend time together, but we're working on that. Yes. That's why
definitely.
There is a video where we went out together.
It was really short though.
Yeah, it was short because you only came later in the night. It's the downtown video. Check it out. Anyway, today's video is definitely going to be a lot different. We are going to have a conversation. As you guys have seen, I went on a social media detox just to get my soul in check and to get my mental health right. So that is kind of like the vibe that I'm on and that we're going to go through. I hope you guys understand that that's the theme of my life right now. I'm about to turn 25, honey, in a month and a half. So I'm just doing a soul check with myself, reflecting on certain things, and I want to take you guys on that journey with me. So I want to interview Fifi, but I want us to have an open discussion and conversation about our journey, our own personal journeys to self-love, self-discovery, and just reflect on our lives. So this is going to get very deep and very personal. I did write some notes. I'm using my phone to record right now. So I sent her a screenshot of my notes, and we are going to get started with that. So yes, this is episode 1 of Soul Sessions with Tash, and the title for the video is Self-Love Journey. So, what would you say is your definition of self-love?
Self-love is just having to think, not being selfish, but having to put yourself first. Like you come first after everything, before anything or anybody else. You come first. Having to make those decisions and not caring about what other people are gonna think.
Yes. Yeah. My definition is similar to that. I feel like self-love is knowing what you need and being that for yourself. So whether it's validation, whether it's attention, whether it's love, because sometimes we spend so much time pouring into other people that we forget to pour into ourselves, and just embracing your true identity, and accepting yourself for who you are. Like for me, that's the biggest one, and I think I've always struggled with it. So I want us to go all the way back to childhood. I can share a personal story. I hope the wind is not interrupting, but I can share a personal story by saying that I am a very emotional person. I'm a very emotional person. My star sign is Cancer, so I'm Cancerian. I'm very intuitive, emotional, and as a child, I feel like my parents, if you're watching this, you are amazing, I love you, but I feel like they never catered to my emotional needs. and they always taught me to be strong and not really show vulnerability, because vulnerability is labeled as a weakness, like don't cry, or don't be too emotional. I get that a lot, like, oh, you're too emotional and stuff like that. And that made me very sheltered as a child, because I felt like if I can't be myself at home, how am I going to be myself at school? So I found myself making friends with people that I don't share the same interests with, but because they were cool and they say, I like this, and then I end up saying, I like that too. And that's how I kind of lost my identity as a child. And I'm only growing into that now as an adult, where I'm like, you know what? Yes, I'm an emotional person, and yes, my feelings are valid and they matter, and I'm able to be more kinder to myself, and I'm able to like embrace that part of myself even more. So what would you say it was for you?
Me, I wouldn't say even childhood, because it happened until the age like where I had to come to China, living in that body that is not really mine, you understand? Because I was that child who never grew up with both parents, and parents separating is actually a big confusion towards kids, because it also affects the upbringing of a child. And me not having to have two parents at the same time, just having that mother who's going to be the mother and the father at the same time. I don't like, my mom is very strong. I could never choose another mom. But also on the other hand, I was not staying with my mom again. I was staying with her aunt. So everything was just so hard. Imagine staying at somebody's house where you can't say no. Even if you want to say no, you can't say no, you understand? So, and also me having to meet friends at school and, living under the shadow. Because I'm trying to be them, because when I'm walking with them, they're only the people that getting attention is there.
And
like,
that's
oh,
what
you're
you
so
want.
Beautiful, right? But with two girls, hello, now I feel less of a girl or a woman by that time, because I feel like she's the only beautiful.
She's the only one being
now
noticed.
If I'm gonna dress like her, maybe, just maybe, they could also tell me I'm beautiful. So it's something that I grew up, even coming to China. It's 2019, everything started changing. Like, I found myself. Like, I love dressing this. This is not me. Because I always felt like if I dress like her, I'm gonna get more attention. And her on the other hand, not helping me. It was really hard, and I didn't love myself. Up until now, I can tell you that I'm beautiful. It was really hard for me to say I'm beautiful.
Yes, honey. Yes,
you are. It was really hard for me to. If somebody say I'm beautiful, I would think maybe they're just pulling my leg.
Yes.
Right. But now I confess.
Whether
you tell me or you don't, I just know.
I know.
Yeah,
yes.
So,
I love that. That's self-love. That's self-love.
And the sad part is it's starting to happen now. It's something that I should have worked on in my teenage,
Yes,
but it's okay.
I think it's a learning process. And another thing that I love about being a young adult is that the way that you were raised, you realize that there are some toxic things that you had experienced, or toxic family members that have made you feel some type of way. Because I remember, my mom would be very blunt and upfront, but her delivery didn't come from a place of compassion, and she wasn't meeting me where I'm at. If you think as my mom I'm fat, don't just watch every plate of food that I eat and try to talk down on me and kill my self-esteem. And as I grew up, I was brave enough to tell her, yo, listen, stop doing that. I'm fighting the world. I can't come home and fight you as well. And also, I like what you mentioned. I don't like what you mentioned. I'm just going to ask you a question. Do you feel like...
You don't like what I mentioned?
No. The part where you said you lived with your aunt, right? Do you feel like you lost your voice because you're living in someone else's house who's not your mother? So even if you don't necessarily agree with the way that she runs her house, you can't say anything. You just have to go with the way that things are,
And I would love to encourage those young moms out there, make sure, like, try your best to take care of your child on your own.
On your
It's really,
own.
even if you don't have what it takes, just try, because leaving your child with somebody else is just, it's just a disaster. It's
Yeah.
just a recipe for disaster. Because I could not find my voice, like, honestly. But I started realizing when I started moving in with my mom, like, it's okay to say no, and she's okay with it. Like, go somewhere. She's sending me on an errand, right? And I'm like, I feel tired. It's okay.
Yeah.
I started noticing, like, wow,
You're
really?
human. You're
Exactly.
human.
This
You're
is what
human.
I've been missing.
Yeah.
Like, I can actually say no and nothing happens. And so that's just, try by all means to be there for your kids.
Yes.
We need you, and the kids, the other generation, they need you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, this is a very deep conversation, and I'm so happy that you're comfortable to express it, because whoever gets to watch this is gonna be able to relate in some way. And I hope that we encourage you, to work on that self-love and just embrace your true identity.
What happened to the lighting?
Oh my God! Wait. Okay, it's still on.
Okay. The fact that I can actually talk about it now means I've healed. It took me
you've
so
healed.
much time. I've healed, honestly. I've really healed. So
Okay, so the next one is like self-worth. So I want to talk about self-worth because I'm going to once again share a very personal story to me. When it comes to my friendships and my relationships, I feel like I overcompensate because I think I need to do too much to gain that person's love, So if you're my friend and you need help in a certain area, even though I can't, I will try my best to solve that problem and to be there for you. And I end up doing things that people won't necessarily do for me if I was in the same situation, because I don't want to say I'm buying love, but that makes me feel like, okay, if I do this, you're gonna love me more. If I do this, you're not gonna leave me. You know what I mean? Another thing, I think the reason I am that way is because my emotional needs were not met as a child. I felt like I had to seek other things to do to get my parents' attention, and not necessarily in the best way, because I became a rebel. I would bunk school. I had, I'm getting nervous. I had some real, I'm actually going to express this because I had some real daddy issues, and it's something that I'm still healing from, but I wasn't conscious of it until I started noticing a pattern in my romantic relationships. My dad is a great father, but emotionally, he was never present. Like, he was just there in the house, making sure the bills are paid, making sure I'm doing well in school, but we never had a relationship and a conversation where he's like, how are you? Who are your friends? What do you like? What don't you like? Like, what are your interests? What is your passion? We never had that. And because I never had that with my father, I think I started looking for the bare minimum. I would accept the bare minimum in relationships. However, I would still do the most. And even though I'm getting the bare minimum, I'd hold on to that. And I thought that was love,
When it comes to self-worth, I would rather not say much, because it's going to make me feel emotional and I'm going to start crying.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's been hard. Self-worth, you just have to buy. Like, you just have to buy the love.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And it doesn't even mean with money.
Exactly. Yes. Not with money. You just have to do a lot of things. Work hard to just show your worth.
Yeah.
You understand? And man, it's been hard. And I'm still seeing that I'm still that person who I know my self-worth, and I keep telling myself I'm a princess, I'm a queen.
A man should treat me like a queen.
But when it comes to my relationship, like my romantic relationship, I see that I'm lying. I'm probably lying, because the guy will be like, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
You understand? And he'll be like, I'm trying to prove to him that we're in this together. We stood together. You understand? You try to, add some little spicy in the relationship just to buy that, attention. That's not self-worth.
and also
It should come for free.
you end up tolerating cheating. You end up tolerating disrespect
so
just
much.
just because you want that thing that you lacked as a child, which was attention. Acknowledgement from your father. And you don't, like, let me tell you guys, I highly encourage everyone to just go on this self-discovery journey where you really look back to your own life and start noticing different patterns and why you attract certain people into your life as well. Because overcompensating doesn't just mean monetary things that you can buy, but it can be sexual acts, it can be cooking, it can be cleaning, it can be, instead of buying this for yourself, you do that for someone else because you want to keep them around. You're like, okay, if I don't do this, they might leave me. If I don't do this, they might find it somewhere else. And that becomes so conditioned in your mind. And things that you learn as a child, unfortunately, you grow up and you become that same person as an adult, you know, and you find yourself in very compromising situations that are so heartbreaking. And if you're not conscious of these patterns and you don't heal, you know, and start realizing that it starts with you. It starts with you, what you say to yourself, what you practice with yourself. Because one of my friends was saying that you do so much for other people, but what are you doing for yourself? Even when you get your paycheck, first thing you think is like, I need to send money home. I need to send money to this person. This person has a problem.
I can relate.
Before you start spending on you. And to be honest, I think with coming to China, because it's such a huge financial increase than what we used to, you feel like, I don't want money to change me, so maybe I should still do this. But people take advantage.
Yes.
You know, so another thing that I want to talk about is how do you set boundaries? You know, that is something I still struggle with. I struggle with setting boundaries. I struggle with saying no. I still struggle with that, and I hope that I can work on it more and I can choose myself more, because I've had to learn the hard way that at the end of the day, it's a dog eats dog world. People are always going to look out for themselves, but who's looking out for you? Who's looking out for you? Another thing that is actually a chat for us is loneliness. You know, a lot of you can say that you want to come to China, you want to do this, but are you ready? Are you ready to fully be with you and only you? You know, and not have a problem with that, because loneliness is another thing that I think you end up tolerating toxic friendships, you end up tolerating toxic relationships just so that you avoid being by yourself. Do you think that is something you struggle with in China?
That is like a major issue. Loneliness, like as a child, I've been lonely ever since, you understand? Right now I'm trying so hard. I can do anything to get that attention, you understand? And being in China is not easy. Just China can give you a lot of money and all that, you could travel, but you're always lonely.
Doesn't fill the void.
Exactly.
Money doesn't fill the void.
Even if you see me just traveling all around China, I am still lonely. That's the thing with China. And like you said, you end up tolerating people that are not necessary.
That don't deserve your energy.
Exactly, they don't really deserve. I feel so lonely, and I could do anything. I don't want to lie. Like I could tell you that I can be in a toxic relationship because I'm scared of being lonely.
Yeah.
And for me to get out, if you tell me you're my friend, Ciara, leave that relationship, I would tell you not until I get another guy. Yeah. Because I'm so scared of being lonely. I'm so scared because it drives me crazy. Sometimes I just want to scream. Actually, I do. I do scream and shout so much because I'm so lonely, you understand? So being lonely is something that also leads to depression. We're so depressed. That's why you see a lot of South Africans are jumping off the buildings in China. Why? Because they're depressed. They're lonely. You can see me posting beautiful pictures,
but it's And another thing that I love about myself is I will never fake it for the camera. I will never fake it for clout, followers. Honey, I can leave social media tomorrow.
Exactly.
Okay, like if I'm not at peace with myself, with my life, in my mind, you know, I'm not gonna fake it to get views. I'm just not gonna do that. And I'm so glad that you shared that. And I want you guys not to be judgmental in the comment section, because we are sharing like our true feelings and our true personal experiences. And if you are in China, you can definitely you can relate. You can definitely relate, because trust me, honey, the toxic people are everywhere. It's not like you leave drama back in SA and you come here and it's hoo-ha. No, honey, drama is everywhere you go, you know.
Yes, for drama.
Yeah, the drama. Like, we actually, one day we'll tell you that story, but we met over Facebook, but we realized we had a mutual connection that was just toxic
and dramatic.
And dramatic.
Man,
oh my gosh. And yes, it has to do with the guy.
Of course.
Yes, and yes, I've told the story, but I haven't told it with her. Okay, so the last point I want to talk about is accountability. So I watch a lot of like Ian Van Zandt Fix My Life and stuff, and then I remember she was in a therapy session with this man, and she was like, who checks you? Because a man that is only accountable to himself is a danger to himself. You need people in your life that you can confide in, people that can remind you of your goals and your passions, and people that can speak life into you, people that pour life into you, and vice versa. And I think because I've battled with, you know, my emotional needs being met, loving my true self, and, you know, seeking attention and tolerating toxic relationships, when it comes to being accountable, I try to justify. If a friendship is toxic, I will try and justify why I'm in that friendship. If a relationship is toxic, I'll try to justify it. But now I'm so glad that I have people in my life that can see, and like that can be on the outside looking in and remind me of my shortcomings and be like, girl, no, this is not you. What's going on? What are you going through? Who hurt you? Or why are you acting a certain way? Do you feel like you have people like that in your life that can pour into you, you know, and speak life into you? Especially during those moments where you're feeling lonely, where you're having a depressive moment, or like you're just anxious about the future and life and everything.
Girls, like honestly for me, I'm a whole different person and I come from a different family. Nobody cares, honestly. Like I'm just on my own out here, because I'm just glad I have you, I have Snare now. That's why most of the times you see me just turning you down, because you guys want to meet and I don't even know how to face you, because I don't have that love. I'm not used to that. So nobody checks up on me. You understand?
Yeah, she shuts it out, guys. And another thing, if you are my friend or you just got to know me, I will suffocate you with love and attention. That's what I do. And I think with her, she didn't know how to like receive it. Maybe she's like, what does she want? Or like, maybe it's gonna stop, or like maybe, you know.
It's because I've been in a very, very toxic friendship. I don't know if we still have time. I would love to talk about that. The fact that I'm ready to talk about it is because I've moved past that. I lived under the shadow of my friend for a long time until I had to come to China. I came here for her. I never imagined myself coming to China, you know.
Wow.
But I came for her because we had goals. Like we went to the same high school. We were like, we want to go to the same university together, and we almost looked alike. So we just wanted, like, we're gonna show our kids these memories,
You had that sister bond.
Exactly. And we had so much in common. You know, like she didn't have nobody, I didn't have nobody, right? And we were there for each other. But when she came here first, a year before me, everything just changed. When I came here for her, the friendship was already done. Like, it was toxic.
She switched up on you.
I didn't even know nobody. Another girl had to come to Beijing to pick me up there, and
she left you hanging.
I don't even know. Maybe we need time to talk about friendships, you know, choose
toxic
wisely.
friendships.
But honestly, I can't say choose wisely, because for me it was a perfect friendship. Because when you are just in that doom, you feel like that doom is exciting. You understand? You feel like that toxic. You like that
you
toxic,
think
you
you
understand?
think it's healthy. Another thing is like, if you are used to, if that's how you like, for example, if your partner abuses you, right, you and all your relationships after that relationship are abusive relationships, you are conditioned to think that that is love, you know. So you thought that that was a good friendship for the longest time, until she gave you many reasons to be like, okay, no, this is just not working out.
It started by her blocking me, I think. And also it started with me. By moving on, I had to delete her everywhere so that I just don't see any of her pictures. Because me just seeing her picture would trigger me. It would trigger so
like you
much.
came to China to be with your friend.
And I was so fucking lonely, sad that I used my translator. I would stop all the Chinese. Hey, can you speak English? Some other will say no, some who can say yes, even if they don't speak much. And
Oh my
I'm looking for the
God.
police station. I want to go for the registration. Because they just want to help. They don't want to disappoint me. I'm a foreigner. They just say that way, but it's actually that way. You understand? When I get there, I ask another one. They say, oh, that way. Oh my God. It was so hard. And at a point, my visa had to expire because I didn't have money. My money was stolen at the airport. She was there. She was supposed to help me financially.
As your friend.
Exactly.
As your friend.
I want to.
As your sister. And you know, the hardest breakup, more than a romantic relationship, because men are trash, we expect it from men, is a sisterhood. Like, once you break up with a friend, and like that really hurts. That really hurts.
I know she's gonna watch this because she also does have a YouTube channel. Because I've never sat her down like to tell her my feelings, because we don't talk anyway. But I feel better talking about it.
Yeah, you're not saying anything bad. You are sharing your experience.
So since then, I don't do friends. That's why you guys, when you ask me, Ciara,
Yeah.
because I'm so scared of being hurt. I can't do friends. I can't afford to do that. It was a 6-year-old friendship, you know.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah,
That's a long time. That's a long time.
So man, that's just it. But I've healed. I was so tiny.
Yeah, I remember. I've seen her pictures.
I was so tiny. I was so depressed. I just wanted to jump off the building when I came to China, because there was nothing left. I didn't have fees. My school was refusing me because there's no money, and I've used the whole of the money that my mom had. Now no money for food, nothing, and she was supposed to help me. I know it's not her responsibility,
but she's your friend. She's your friend. You're in a foreign country.
It's not her responsibility, though. It wasn't her responsibility.
She showed you who she really was, you know.
I didn't
and
know,
another thing that I was telling one of my friends in South Africa is that someone can be your best friend, but are you their best friend? Because you can put them on a pedestal, you can hold them on a high regard, honey. But if they don't feel the same about you,
that's a different story.
It's a different story, you know.
I was not her best friend. Literally, she had other people.
She proved it.
Yeah.
She proved it.
But it's okay. I already forgave her, though she never asked me to say that I'm apologizing. But I've made peace with that, and I wish her all the best.
Yeah.
And when I say I wish her all the best, I'm not talking in a sarcastic way, because I've moved past it. And
you don't have a grudge
I'm trying
anymore.
to be that bigger person, and if ever she's to come to me asking for some help, I'll do that with pleasure.
Yeah.
Because
that speaks to your heart.
Exactly.
That speaks to the type of person that you are. And I do want to say that you should allow yourself to be loved. You should allow yourself to receive love and healthy friendships, you know, because you deserve it. I feel like all of us have been hurt in so many ways that you feel like, no, if something is good, I might ruin it, or something may go wrong. But you need to condition your mind to be like, no, I deserve to be loved. I am loved, you know. And that is the whole point of this new series, is that as much as this is a therapeutic session for me and Fifi as friends, it's also therapeutic for me alone, personally, to speak about it, because I want to claim it, I want to speak it, I want to live it, I want to be it, you know. I don't just want to preach self-love, meditation, no, I actually want that to be where I seek my peace from within and not from outside. So you guys, Thank you
Thank
so
you for watching,
much
guys.
for tuning in. Please, I'm going to leave her channel name and her Instagram handle below so that you guys can go check it out. And we're going to shoot a video for her channel too. So thank you so much for tuning in. See you in the next episode. Bye.